Strategic Systems Limited. Kalyani Strategic Systems Limited is a wholly owned subsidiary of Bharat Forge Limited. You must be aware about the credentials of Bharat Forge in defense arena. And of late now we have migrated all our defense operations, especially from Bharat Forge to Kalyani Strategic Systems Limited, where we have different verticals like artillery, armored protected vehicles, small arm and ammunitions, and also we belong to a particular vertical called marine systems, wherein myself and Shivraj we work especially in underwater domains. Now, as far as the underwater maritime awareness domain is concerned, right now you must be hearing about these buzzwords like underwater autonomous vehicles, remotely operated vehicles. So our seas are still unexplored actually, and it is said that the Chinese are coming and taking out our rare earth minerals actually from down below, and still we don't have a clue actually because we don't have anything which is going down as deep as 6,000 meters. So this is a niche area actually where research has been invited actually, and other countries are progressing, whereas we have a coastal line of almost more than thousands of kilometers actually, and we are having Arabian Sea and Indian Ocean around us, but still there are few companies which are diving deep down in the maritime underwater domain awareness arena. There are a lot of sensors, and mind you, actually, this is very difficult because on ground, if you are building unmanned vehicles, then you have too many sensors. Like you have support from GPS, you have for collision avoidance, lidars are there, stereo cameras, so many things are there. But once you go down, actually, those things are not working. Radio frequencies are not working, lasers are hardly working actually, so you are totally dependent upon acoustic sensors. So there are few startups coming up actually, but still there is a need of research, and I'm sure that students like you will be able to contribute in this field actually. So I'll not take your more time actually, and now my colleague Shivraj will take on. Actually, I have some other commitments, and hope to see you actually, and hope to see some of you actually benefit from this session and start working towards developing underwater systems actually, and we'll assure you that we'll be able to absorb some of you also, as you may have heard of that some of your seniors are working with us actually. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vaibhav sir.
Yeah, thank you.
And last sentence was very encouraging. That what you said to the students, some
Yeah,
of
yeah.
go and join you. Thank you so much, sir, for coming. And definitely, when I will be there in the Pune, I'll come and meet you personally, sir.
Please, please, we'll be happy. We'll be happy to host you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I hope, sir, our slide is visible to you.
Sir, before we start, let us introduce you formally. Just 2 minutes and then we'll start.
Yeah.
Kalyani Bharat Forge is visible, sir. We'll start after 2 minutes. Devi, please.
Sure.
Good afternoon, respected faculty members and students. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to today's guest lecture on the topic Unmanned Underwater Systems, Technology, Trends and Applications. We are truly honored to have with us Dr. Shivraj M. Rathod, Manager, Marine Division, Bharat Forge Limited, who has graciously agreed to share his time and expertise with us. Thank you, sir. It is indeed a great pride to also welcome Mr. P.S. Nithin, a distinguished alumnus of AIDT from the MTech Defense Technology batch of 2024. He is presently serving as Assistant Manager in the Marine Division at Bharat Forge. May I now invite Professor Dr. Neeraj Kumar, Additional Director and Academic Head, Amity Institute of Defense Technology, for his opening remarks. Sir, please.
Thank you, Devi. Uh, uh, Students, I want to share just, I'll take just 1 or 2 minutes. I know Shivraj sir from last 3-4 years, and whatever Devi has shared with you, apart from that, he has done his PhD from DIT Pune, and he has a very strong area of his research. And it is my pleasure to share that some of your seniors, they are mentored by Shivraj sir. And we are thankful for that, sir. Many of the students now they have joined you also.
Yes, yes.
Uh, Again, I thank you for taking time and coming here. I'm sorry for that. We have not conducted this session earlier. And I suggest all the students kindly ask your question and don't hesitate that this question is significant or not. Please ask questions. Whatever doubt you have, please do that. Thank you again, sir, for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you very much, team. Good afternoon, all of you. I hope my voice is audible to you.
Yes, sir, perfectly audible.
Yeah. Sir, before starting our presentation, I thought I'll just introduce our organization because probably people will might think that Bharat Forge is a metallurgy forging company. What is the relationship of Bharat Forge with respect to defense organization? So initially, I'll just brief you about the Bharat Forge company, and thereafter I'll inform you about our product portfolio pertaining to the defense industries, and then thereafter we'll focus on the underwater systems. So just to inform everyone, Bharat Forge is a flagship company of a Kalyani Group. It is a, you can say, first in kind of a multinational high technology engineering or manufacturing company, and we have our presence all across the globe, including Indian location with more than 25 plants we have in India, and total global workforce we have more than 12,000. Our turnover is more than 4 billion USD, and this is, we call this as a first in kind of a multinational manufacturing company. So you can see over the world map, we have our two manufacturing location in USA, six location in Europe including Germany, France and Sweden, and 17 location in India. Our headquarter is based out of Pune location, where me and Nitin serves in one of the Kalyani center, and rest of the locations belongs to Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Haryana, and Tamil Nadu. So these are some of our you can say headquarter location and some of our R&D research center location. So now I'll quickly come back to the Kalyani Group companies. So basically, Kalyani Group company is a have a very diverse portfolio, including steel engineering, core manufacturing. You can say a EV component. Then thereafter infrastructure, specialty, and chemicals. But me and Nitin belongs to a defense system division, wherein our flagship company is a Kalyani Strategic System Limited, and we have other subsidiary companies, or you can say some of the startup company which we have incubated or funded from our organization. So we'll cover one by one subsequently in further slide. So before moving to our actual core capability, uh, we know that every product needs an rigorous kind of a research and development, and we have developed state of art facility in various locations. So me and Nitin right now currently working at Kalani Center for Manufacturing and Innovation, which comes under Kalani Center for Technology and Innovation, located in the Pune location. And there are some couple of other research center which provides you can say a core R&D efforts to whatever product we develop at Bharat Forge. So as on today, we have more than 500 researchers, which includes PhDs, masters, or even some of the students, those who have a master's degree in research. And till date, we have filed almost 120 patent in last 4 years. And this is, you can say, first in kind of a prototype shop for the development of any niche product. So these are the location and our research or academic collaboration with various organizations, like we have a talent pool program at our Kalyani group. So what is the advantage of this talent pool program? So let's say in a student case, if any student join as an BTech to our organization, after certain years we promote them to have an higher education. So we have tied up with BITS Pilani, IIT Bombay,
even some of the premium institute like DIIT and other institutes, wherein we enroll our you can say employee for their master's program, and those who wanted to continue their education further master, we even enroll them for a PhD programs or maybe for a MBA degrees. So these are some of our, you can say, a capability, in-house capability, how we groom our talent at Bharat Forge, and that helps us to reduce the iteration rate, and we got benefited for our long-term project partnership with the employees. So now coming back to the defense product portfolio. So basically, our flagship company, what we called as a Kalyani Strategic System Limited, it has an 5 verticals. So first vertical is an artillery system. Second is a protected vehicle, then armored vehicle, ammunition, and we belongs to the marine division wherein comes all unmanned system, completing air, land base, and underwater. So you might have probably have read some of the articles about our artillery system. This is where we proud to develop this product in partnership with the DRDO. And just to inform everyone, this product is already in service with customer and try services, and some of them has been inducted in last 3 and 4 years. And apart from this core capability, what we have at the marine, at different vertical, our main focus area is to develop a niche product, including defense electronics, dry-away chassis. Now you might have seen a recent development in combat vehicle. We call this as a tracked combat vehicle or vehicle-based combat vehicle, future infantry vehicle. And we do also develop some of the small arms. Recently, we got an order for 4.5 lakh quantities for one of this rifle, which is completely indigenously developed. Apart from this, as things has been progressed in terms of AI, we have a AI product available with us in respect to the customer requirement, wherein we wanted to have a translation of a one language to other language, and we do invest our portfolio in terms of a INS system development, core electronics manufacturing, and our portfolio is including marine and naval weapon systems. So I'll explain this system before going to that particular slide. Basically, to develop any product, we required a very huge infrastructure, and this infrastructure has not been created in a year. We took almost one decade of a years of experience to develop the infrastructure at different locations. If you can see, Bharat Forge steel manufacturing plant, what we have in Pune, ordnance manufacturing we do in nearby to us Pune city like Satara and Baramati, ammunition manufacturing we have in Mundwa location, then Dipel Electronics we do in Hyderabad. We have acquired one company in Hyderabad. It's called as an Analog Control India Limited. Now it is part of Bharat Forge Group. And thereafter we do some forging and machining part in our nearby location at Satara. Assembly integration, we have started a new manufacturing plant in Jejuri location, and thereafter uh, one JV we have formed with Rafael Advanced System. We call this as an Kalyani Rafael Advanced System Limited, which is located in the aerospace city of Hyderabad. So this is our defense infrastructure portfolio. Now I'll just come back to our actual topic of interest, which is marine and naval system division. So as I have already mentioned, when we called as an unmanned system, it consists of an unmanned ground vehicle, unmanned aerial vehicle, and unmanned underwater vehicle. So our division develops all three products which requires to the customer application, which includes ISRR C4 ISR program, because every asset needs to be communicate with each other. That's what you need to have your present in terms of a land, air, and underwater. Now you can see the things from off Sindur, and we need to be ready with respect to all aspect. So that's what our MOD has been promulgated and guidelines, wherein we are developing some niche product which is required for the tri services to tackle this kind of a situational awareness criteria. And we have been developing this product including self funding from our side. Now we have not got any order from the customer for some of our product, but we have developed this product from our, you can say that, our initiative, meeting the customer requirement. And this includes a ground vehicle, both wheel and track version, if you can see in the first left column. And in middle column, this is what a buzzword what we have in terms of a unmanned aerial vehicle. We develop a lots of drone system, but frankly speaking, these drone system are either a lightning ammunition type or fixed wing or multi-rotor base. But this is again depends on the criteria of application, and you can say the number of endurance required. So we do have our separate you can say design team for unmanned aerial vehicle, and thereafter our core team development is belongs to underwater vehicle development, which comes under different product like mobile target emulator, expendable underwater target, mobile reconnaissance autonomous underwater vehicle, sea glider. So these products has been developed keeping the future requirement of our Indian Navy, Indian Coast Guard, and some of the shipyards, because down the line you know that we always got to know about the awareness regarding land based threat and maybe some of the aerial based threat, but there is an very uncertain areas, as my colleague has mentioned, Mr. Weber, ki there the underwater domain has been not been explored that much. So we have a lots of opportunity wherein we can develop this product and which can meet the customer requirement. And there are some challenges, we'll explain one by one with respect to product category, how this product is challenging and what is their end application, and how it beats the performance of the traditional, or you can say conventional equipment which is already in inventory of the Indian navies. So let's start with that. So our marine division has an three focus areas. First, we develop some naval armament which consists of naval guns, ordnance, and spares for torpedoes. We don't develop torpedoes, but we supplied some of the spare kit, or you can say the repair kit for these torpedoes. Then thereafter, unmanned underwater vehicle, which comes as an mine countermeasure, you can say anti-submarine warfare, this kind of application. And thereafter, marine engineering, which consists of propulsion shaft integration, then component business. So basically, we develop some off-deck equipment for the our Indian shipyard, wherein these Indian Navy ships are getting constructed in various forum, like under different project, including the range of a small frigate till the class of a, you can say, destroyer class. So we are supplying some of the niche product to this all these shipyards, and being in background of naval gun, or you can say that the gun which is land based like artillery gun. Now we have started development of a naval gun for the various platforms. So these are some of the make in India program, you can say make one, make two, or make three program what we were trying to uh, develop at Kalyani Group. So let's just start with the naval armament first. Yes, sir. Any questions, sir?
बोलो तुम्हारे पास है your so far no questions from the student side, sir.
Yeah. So as I have already showed you in the first PPT, we have a huge experience of developing artillery gun, which is land based. And to inform you, all of you, like the firing range, what we got it from our artillery gun is one of the best in the world. We have a almost 48-kilometer of a firing range in very high altitude areas, and we have a world record for that particular product. Even though, just to inform all the audience, we got an export order first, thereafter we have started getting the order from our Indian Army. So our product is already accepted by the global countries, and this is first in kind of a, you can say that artillery guns what we have delivered to the end customer outside India. Now coming back to the platform where we have a naval guns, this program has been driven by MOD, wherein most of the ships are using a 13 naval gun from the foreign OEM as on today, and then they have given us a problem statement wherein they express their interest to develop a 30 naval gun, wherein we have submitted a very low weight, low cost, and cost effective remote control solution for the Indian Navy. And it has a different kinds of a payload, including electro optical side. Then you can see that fire control mechanism, EOFCS, command control station, and it can cover a range of 3 kilometers from your ship. So basically, this is, you can say, AI power tracking or target recognition system with respect to fire control system. And this is, see, that the core difference between the land gun and the naval gun is naval gun needs to be stabilized, because you know that your ship is having a high roll and pitch with respect to your sea state. So this this particular weapon system needs to be stable. That is one of the unique challenge what we have during development of this particular naval guns. This is the prototype is already developed at our place. We are going through the validation cycle. Thereafter, once we develop this product, it might will go for the rigorous trials with the end customer. Once we prove that this gun is as per as the requirement of Indian Navy, we may can get the order for development of a subsequent guns to the new class of a ship, like maybe a destroyer class, or you can say maybe of a class of a frigate and others. So this is one of the, you can say, the initiative what we have undertaken at Kalyani Group without having any order. We have just taken our experience of a land-based gun, and which has been utilized to develop these naval platforms. Now, there was one interesting fact, even for the naval gun also. So there was one barrel mechanism, or you can say the loading mechanism or breech block mechanism, which is currently in the existing naval guns, which has been completely, you can say, the monopoly is dependent on the foreign OEM. Now, in this case, Navy has helped us a lot. They have given us one, you can say, that sample barrel, wherein we have re-indigenized that sample barrel with respect to our expertise, and now that sample barrel is available with the Navy for their firing. So if we succeed, more or less we can replace all the, you can say, naval gun component indigenously. Long back, we used to have a dependency on the foreign OEM, and you know the situation of a war. So Navy was stuck to get this subsystem, and the maintenance work was quite delayed because of this subsystem dependency on the foreign OEM. That's how we have reduced the dependency right now. If we succeed, later on, the all naval gun component has been indigenized by the Indian OEM, and we will produce this at the requirement of the Indian Navy. So this is one of the wherein like customer like Navy is already helping Bharat Force to develop this component, and they are providing the like a prototype on a NCAC or sample basis, wherein we are doing our reverse engineering, you can say, or some of the modification to that meeting the customer requirement, and thereafter this has been gone through the field trials. So this is the one of the success story what we have for the naval component. Now coming back to our actual topic of an underwater system, like we started with the beginning, underwater domain area is very less explored. There is a lots of opportunity to dig out the things in the underwater domain, but obviously it depends on the what kind of a like application you were envisaged in that particular sea areas. So this is what our Kalyani underwater domain awareness, you can say, product catalog, wherein some of the system we have already developed, some of the system is already in the service with the Navy, and for some of the system recently we have received an you can say a contract, and it is that the development is undergoing at our Kalyani center. So now starting with serial number 1. So serial number 1 we called as a mine reconnaissance autonomous underwater vehicle. It is 2-man portable vehicle for mine countermeasure purpose. I'll explain this particular product in a subsequent slide. Thereafter, we got a project sanction order for expendable underwater target and MT. This both units is used for the anti-submarine warfare, and with respect to serial number 5, we call this as an autonomous maritime surveillance platform. It is very useful asset. You can say it is an active listener, wherein it captures the different kinds of a tonal frequency, in which is needs to be transmitted through the satellite to your base location. And thereafter we have a deep sea buoyancy glider, wherein it's operate till 1000-meter depth and keeps on sending the oceanographic data to our requirement, including CTD parameters and acoustic data under the depth of 1000 meter. And thereafter we have some seabed array sensor product, wherein we can capture some niche frequency data over the seabed of more than you can say 200 or 300 meter of a depth. And everything, this data now has been interlinked with respect to C4 ISR application, wherein you can get the data on the ship, you can get the data on your control system, on control station, and you can get the data at your base location. So these are the some of the, you can say, product portfolio, including autonomous underwater surveillance platform, what we call this as an ASV at serial number 7. So I'll explain this product one by one in our subsequent slide. So as on today, we are focusing on this 6 particular product which is required by the customer on an immediate basis. First one is expendable underwater target. which is used for the autonomous submarine warfare, and mobile target emulator, which is again an decoy base element. Third one is a mine reconnaissance autonomous underwater vehicle. Fourth one is a sea glider, wherein we deployed this sea glider for getting the oceanographic data. And there are some underwater surveillance system, either it is hydrogen based or you can say ASV based array system. And we do have some acoustic scoring simulation platform which used to correct the firing angle of our naval guns. So now I'll just come back to our first, you can say, product portfolio. We call this as a mine reconnaissance autonomous underwater vehicle. So the key feature of this product is useful for the mine countermeasure capability, and it is an autonomous, you can say, vehicle which has an equipped with various payloads, including your optical avoidance sonar, Doppler velocity logger, and the main application or main payload what we have in this particular vehicle is side scan sonar, wherein you can do the seabed survey till the depth of 300 meter. It is again a lithium ion based unit wherein we got an battery pack of 1680 watt hours which produce an endurance of more than 8 hours at the speed of 3 to 4 knot. Now what is the advantage of this particular unit? See, if you want to locate any sea mines at the depth of 300 meter, as on today we were doing it either through the ship or hull based sonar. So it is very difficult to go at till that much of a depth using this particular platform, because we don't have anything called as an any platform wherein we can go and check it is what kind of a mine. So this product we have already delivered to the customer. It is already in service. It is very easy to deploy, and it's a very light portable, hardly of a 40 kg, and it's going to give us a very accurate positioning underwater. So you can track this vehicle, you can pre-program, and thereafter you can do the post processing. You can exactly find out the what kind of a mine is that, how much is the depth at that particular place you have located the mine, and it is a completely autonomous in operation. So now you can see over this particular slide, this is a modular in section kind of a unit, or you can say autonomous underwater vehicle, wherein you can do a constant live tracking of this particular product using your operator console, and you can able to detect a 0.5 square meter of a mine. So that is the beauty of this product. As my colleague has already mentioned, see, deeper you go in underwater, the more is the pressure. So these particular things we need to keep in mind while designing this particular platform. And again, there is a challenge of recovering this particular vehicle, because in deep ocean it is very difficult to locate any kind of a object because of the sea state, and second, the length of the object is a very small. So in our case, we do have a provision of a satellite antennas in this case, wherein we used to get the lat and long of this particular vehicle once it surface from the post completion of its operation. Second, we have a ultra high frequency communication wherein we can locate this particular object in the range of UHF range. And third, we have in this particular platform what we call as an AIS, automatic identification system. So even though its surface, it can be located through the AIS, which can avoid the collision with the other objects. And there are some couple of optical avoidance sonar what we have in this particular platform. So this is modular, or you can say very short in length kind of AUV, which operate till 300 meter of a depth, and you can get an acoustic signal till 2 kilometer of a range. And best in part is if you use a standard basic payload, it can provide an endurance up to 20 hours. But if you use an side scan sonar, still it is going to produce an endurance of almost more than 8 hours. So this is just a glimpse, just to understand every student, because more or less you might have studied this system or some of the subsystem in your academia. Coming back to the first section, like what we called as a sensor, because it has been integrated with the various sensor that pertaining to the acoustic, or maybe some kind of, you can say that pressure sensing, then optical avoidance, or scanning at that particular underwater mine, which is based on the sonar principle. And there are some battery element or component, and wherein you can see the mast, wherein we were talked about the different types of a UHF, VHF communication and AIS. So basically these all parts what we learned during our academia only, wherein some of the parts are at the advanced level which may not be available in academia, but The basic principle of this all, you can say, payload are remain same what we learn from our textbooks of bachelor degrees or master's degrees. So these are some of the glimpses wherein we delivered this product to Indian Navy. It is in service from last 1.5 years, and we have delivered this six unit to the customer, and it is performing absolutely to the acceptance with the customer. Recently, me and Nitin has completed the training, second batch of a training to the user, wherein almost more than 50 people from the Indian Navy, or you can say different officers from the commands are present, and we could able to show them all the products range and how this product is to be benefited with the MCM operation. So now what we will do, we will just show you a small video wherein you can able to understand, because it is better to have a, you can say, a video wherein you can understand how this exactly product is used and what is the basic principle of this product, how you can launch or how you can recover this product post your applications. Just a minute, I'll just start the video. Audio कर दें. Okay. I hope our video is audible.
No, sir.
Just a minute.
देखो वॉल्यूम को ये देखो.
Sir, you have to choose the option share sound. On Zoom, you have to choose the option share sound.
Just.
Go to three dots. Go to three dots. There in bottom is coming option share sound. No, it's not coming. Yeah, now coming.
I'll just start from the first. you can able to see that how it is following the actual path what we have pre-programmed, and you can see over here like how this particular product has been tracked using your pre-programmed mission, and wherein you can see in a controller operator wherein the particular officer can track that particular thing, and once you record your particular vehicle you can do some post processing on the data, and then you can able to see what kind of a bathymetry we have, or even in case you got any let's say any contact, you can measure the length and width of that particular contact. You can create a particular you can say seed cover or mosaic, and thereafter you can fill the data. Now once it completes the operation, it is on the surface, and you can dig out all the parameters what you have got to result from this particular sensor, and you can do the post processing. So there are just two you can say the parameter what we have in this particular product. If you can able to see in earlier slide, this our proposed product has in two different frequency in terms of a side scan sonar. So how it is get it benefited? Can you just undo this name? So if you have gone through the earlier slide or that video, we have mentioned a two frequency. One is 455 kilohertz and another is 900 kilohertz. So as a basic thumb rule, probably you can calculate the lambda at that particular frequencies. So what happens generally at 55 kilohertz, which we called as a lower frequency, we always tends to have a higher wavelength, and when we calculate a lambda at a higher frequency, let's say a 900 kilohertz, we have a lesser wavelength. That means our wavelength is varying from large to low. So how does it going to help us in case of a dual frequency principle? See, just try to understand the analogy between low and high frequency. What happens when we use a low frequency? We have a higher wavelength. That means it is going to penetrate at the larger distance. So depth of penetration is more at the lower frequency, and that is what we have a contradictory in terms of a high frequency, wherein we have a shorter wavelength, but that's shorter wavelength will effectively we can utilize for the higher resolution. So we just try to balance this trade-off between the depth of penetration as well as the resolution, because our intention is not to detect that particular mine is but to understand what kind of just to classify that particular mines, what is the category of that mine, how the shape of the what is the actual shape of that mine, and thereafter we can create the signature library and we can track that particular mines all across our coastal lines. That is the beauty of the earlier product. Now I will start with the expendable underwater target. This is we use to simulate the signature of a anti-submarine warfare. I'll just inform my colleague Nitin to just explain this product.
Yeah. So this UT is used for simulating a submarine, actual submarine underwater up to a depth of 150 meter to 300 meter depth. So this emits the acoustic signature of propulsion, engine, as well as submarine's movement at 3 to 4 knot speed. And this vehicle has the capability to go higher end of 8 knot speed, and it has an endurance of 4 hours, and it is mainly used for Navy people's training purpose. So in order to train Navy people, we can't each and every time launch a submarine and make them to track through ship sonar. system and give training for them. So in order to provide a training for them, we pre-program this UT and we launch this, and this emits acoustic signature of the programmed submarine, and then it moves to it maneuvers through the pre-programmed path and completes the mission. So post mission, it directly erases all the mission and sinks at the seabed.
So as my colleague has mentioned, this particular product is only to train the new, you can say, the officer which we induct in anti-submarine warfare. You can say the school, and because every time it's may not feasible to launch a submarine for the training purpose. So this is very you can say cost-effective solution wherein we can train our various officer for their ASW category of applications. So now moving back to the actual like advantage and key feature what we have earlier explained, the speed can be programmable from 1 knot to 8 knot, and again it is a very less maintenance kind of equipment because once it completes the operation it is going to go at the seabed. So analogy is like that you need to keep the electronics at very cost effective like basis, because the once the unit is going to complete its operation it is going to get at the seabed. So there is no refurbishment, or you can say the maintenance aspect post it has been launched from the actual submarine. So this particular platform either can be launched with respect to aircraft which we called as an halo launch, or maybe from the ship or submarine. So we'll post completion of this particular slide, we'll show you the actual purpose of this particular expendable underwater target. Now this is again a mobile target emulator similar to the hardware configuration with respect to earlier expendable underwater target, but this we use as an decoy. Nitin, can you explain?
So this is mobile target effector, which will be launched from submarine. Like whenever a torpedo is approaching submarine, in submarine there is a mobile effector in which torpedo is being detected and initial angle of attack is being notified. So based on the initial angle of attack, the initial turn angle is fed inside this MTE, and based on that submarine warfare documentation, the MTE will be programmed for a particular path and it will be ejected from the submarine. So this MTE will be going in the opposite direction from the submarine, so that it can mimic the submarine signature and take the decoy, take the torpedo away from the submarine. This will work for around 10 to 15 minutes, but it will go at a high speed in opposite direction of submarine's maneuver by emitting a large noise of the existing submarine.
So basically, just to recollect our memory, most of the even faculty or student might have seen the movie called Mission Impossible, wherein you can see that the torpedo has been launched by the enemy, or maybe you can recollect the some of the glimpse from the Ghazi movie, wherein torpedo has been launched from the enemy air, you can say submarine, and it has been targeted to the actual submarine of ours. But in that case, if you can mimic using some of this particular you can say mobile target emulator, you can actually deviate your submarine from that particular location. So this is one of the very cost effective solution. As my colleague has mentioned, the endurance is very short, maybe of a few minutes, but the difference between the earlier product and this product, it has a very high speed, and that's how we need to make sure that the form factor which can be launched from the existing torpedo tubes needs to be retained, and the firing angle and the communication with the existing torpedo tubes needs to be incorporated. So this is similar to the earlier case, like in terms of key features and advantage, but again it depends on the what kind of application you are looking, because this is that earlier product was for the anti-submarine warfare crew to train them, and this is just to use as an decoy. And again the same principle, it can be hollow launch, or maybe you can launch it from the ship or submarine. And with respect to the electronics is concerned, more both the units has an almost 60 to 70% electronic configuration same. So we'll show you one small video wherein you can correlate how this both product has been effectively utilized during anti-submarine warfare.
expandable underwater target. So it can be launched through LO or from ship. A person can lift and throw it in water. So once the vehicle reaches above 50 meter, it starts the propulsion systems and releases the tail, and it starts following the manual. So that is the ASW and the ship is emitting some frequency which is received by our UT, and it sends the modified signal as if submarine is detected. The ship is able to see the UT as and at top. As soon as ship has detected the submarine, they launch the torpedo, and the torpedo. This is MTE, which will be launched from submarine. Once submarine is detected, ship is again firing a torpedo. So torpedo is scanning the terrain. So once submarine detects the torpedo, they launch MTE. So once MTE is launched, it follows the pre-programmed path sent by the warfare console and deviates the torpedo.
I hope you have understood the principle of the earlier both product, wherein we wanted to showcase how one product is used for the ASW training and other product can be used for as an decoy. So this is another product in our category. We call this as an buoyancy glider. See, basically, if you can closely gone through earlier slide, most of the product is operating till the depth of 300 meter only. Now this particular buoyancy glider, it operates till the depth of 1000 meter, and this is basically used to gather most of the oceanographic data. Because in that particular case, let's say you wanted to map an bathymetric profile, or you wanted to collect most of the uh, oceanographic data, including let's say an oxygen level, carbon, then conductivity, temperature, salinity. Because see, this oceanographic data will help us to predict most of the underwater domain, you can say that climates, or maybe it will help us to detect our presence of our mammals. So this is one of the what is one of our product portfolio, wherein you can see the due advantage of this particular product. As I have already mentioned, again this is with respect to earlier product, this has an endurance of more than 90 days. So you can compare with the earlier category of a product, wherein we hardly used to get the endurance of either in hours or maybe in a few minutes. But since this product has an this much of a long endurance, it comes with an you can say the cons of lower speed, because its operation is to gather most of the oceanographic data, and this is works on the positive buoyancy principle. I'll explain you, because we have a 1000 cc blast inside this particular glider system, wherein it is going to provide the it maintains the buoyancy of that particular product, and once it surface from the completion of the operation, it keeps on transmitting the satellite data to our user terminal. So this is, again, we don't have any protruding part in this particular glider. We have a tri-band antenna at the end of this product, wherein it keeps on transmitting its satellite data through the satellite communication. And even though we have a UHF and Argos you can say communication mode in this particular platform. Now this is what the you can say a few characteristics of this particular vehicle, because again with respect to earlier case, this is modular in payload. We can interchange the payload, and like based on your requirement, we can do acoustic recording, monitoring, data collection, and detection also. And like I have mentioned, the speed is 0.5 to 1 knot. It's a very less speed. It keeps on going in a sinusoidal form and gather the data. And once it collects the data, it sends the data through the satellite. So we have all kind of a communication, including GPS, satellite, and radio in this. It's again a base with a lithium-ion battery pack, and it's provided an endurance of more than 90 days. And typically, you can say it covers the you can say horizontal range of more than 1,500 kilometers in a particular endurance. So we'll show you one short video where you can understand the principle of this particular product. So, that was the particularly you can say sea glider or buoyancy glider. Uh, the again I'll explain the difference between this. You can say that with respect to AV, how the glider is different, because what happened in glider we used to have a sinusoidal pattern, which was not there in earlier case in terms of a autonomous vehicle is concerned. Because what happened in autonomous vehicle, we can horizontally scan the sea floor, but since this glider is with respect to the application of you can say buoyancy engine, it has an you can say uh, 1,000 ml blast, which maintains the positive buoyancy of this particular vehicle. So based on the inhale and exhale principle, so it glides through the sea surface and it collects the data, and it can be a neutrally buoyant if that particular blast is at plus minus 500 ml. So that's how it's got connected with the satellite and keeps on transporting all the data what has been acquired during the operation of that yaw. So this is very good application, or you can say fantastic product, wherein we can collect lots of oceanographic data and which can be used for our scientific applications. So now we'll come back to one very interesting products, uh, because see in now, as we have explained earlier, the threat for the autonomous you can say warfare has been completely changed from the conventional things. because in conventional things we used to have a hollow dunking sonar to track any kind of a submarine, or we generally used to deploy a fixed kind of a array with respect to our ship to locate if there is an enemy submarine in that particular areas. But then compared to the traditional one, now we have gotten one very interesting product in our portfolio, wherein you can have an expandable version of an autonomous maritime surveillance platform. It's an active listener, what I have mentioned earlier. It keeps on gathering all the information. Once it collects all the data, it will come on the surface and transmit that data through the satellites. So completely it is you can say it is meeting the requirement of our traditional warfare with a very cost effective solution. And we no need to depend on this. Once you complete the operation, you can put this particular unit into a sculpt mode, or you can sink down this particular platform at the that particular seabed. But this particular products operates till 1,000 meter depth. That is the beauty of this product, and what we called as an USP, because it has an endurance of more than 6 months. So that is how this is an expandable version, wherein you can collect all the oceanographic data, or you can say that oceanographic thread what emerged from the particular seabed threads. So now again, the advantage with compared to the traditional sonobuoy, it provides an tonal frequencies which is of our desire of interest. Let's say you know the frequencies which is getting generated out of the conventional submarines, or maybe some of the SSN class or Scorpion class, or maybe Calvary class of a submarine. So once you are aware about it, you can fit that particular you can say the frequency configuration in hydrophone, wherein you can get that particular tonal. So it is in beginning, if you remember, I have mentioned this product as an active listener. So it keeps on listening all the frequency of your desire of interest in that particular area of interest. And once it's acquired that particular frequency, it comes on the surface and transmit through the satellite. And all this you can say that communication is encrypted, so wherein you no need to depend on the particular platform. It is in a secure media, you are going to get that data at your base station. Again, the more or less the principle is remains same with respect to blast. It has an again a you can say a 500 ml blast, wherein its position of a vertical or going up has been maintained, and we don't have any propulsion system in this particular platform. Our main cone area is to detect that particular thread in that particular area of interest, wherein we can deploy this multiple asset and get the data. So this is one of the low cost, you can say, expandable version of a product compared to the conventional anti-submarine warfare. So we'll just show you this product video. We don't have any background, you can say, voiceover for this particular, because it is easy to deploy. We have just created an one animation for that, wherein you don't require any kind of a special launching or recovery tools. You just keep on deploy this particular object. It keeps on listening the active frequency at that particular depth of or you can say area of interest. Once it's acquired that particular frequency, it comes on the seabed, or you can say sea surface, and it transmits that particular frequency through the satellite, and you can collect that data at your base station. And even thereafter, you can reprogram it by sending some of the information from your control station. So you can see on the dashboard, I am getting an alert message, or you can say that particular tonal, and there might be some thread in that particular area. I can recorrect the course path of that particular unit, and I can send them in that desired area of operation, wherein it can keeps on sending the same information. And then thereafter, it's again going to go in a vertical fashion to that particular depth, and again it keeps on listening the active frequencies. So this is one of the, you can say, a conventional it is meeting the requirement of all anti-submarine warfare criterias with respect to very low cost, or you can say portable kind of a form of a product. So last few slides from our product portfolio, like we mentioned about an naval gun. So what happened? Let's just compare an analogy with respect to land-based gun. I have mentioned in the beginning that our land-based gun has a firing range of a 48 kilometer. But in land-based gun, you can measure this firing range. but it's very difficult to measure the firing range in terms of a, you can say, sea environment. How do you know that your particular gun has been fired in that particular projection of an angle and it has been covered that much of area? So this is again a maritime acoustic simulation platform wherein we can develop or we can deploy some of the buoys in that particular areas, and we can acquire the acoustic data, and thereafter we can do a triangulation or the course correction of that data, and we can able to find out that particular the gun what you have fired from your naval ship has been reached in that particular location or that particular precise target. So basically this is again a platform wherein we can train our naval gun officer or a gunnery officer for getting a actual environmental data or the accurate firing angle data from your naval ships. Now, not last but not the least, since all platform has a particular frequency of operation. So what happen when you do a surveillance in underwater domain? It's all about a frequency. What lower frequency you can able to detect. So we are trying to develop some of the things which is array base again, because in array base you have flexibility of having a, you can say, a multi scanning principle, like an beam array kind of a principle wherein you can track that particular object for a longer distance, wherein you can get range and bearing of that particular target, or maybe you can detect the illegal smuggling or maybe illegal fishing in that particular area. Again, as I mentioned, in terms of a frequency, if you have a lower frequency, even you can able to detect the acoustic signature of the mammals. Then you can classify using your AI or ML based algorithm, and you can classify whether it is a whale, dolphin, or any other kind of a ships, or do we have any presence of that particular mammal in that particular areas. So this is again a, you can say, towed or sonar based detection principle, wherein you can detect, localize that particular contact at the extended range of more than 5 to 10 nautical mile. So it can going to cover the areas of almost, you can say, a perimeter of a 10 nautical mile. And if you deploy this multiple array wherein you can cover large area, and you can have a both principle of a ASW as well as a marine trafficking, illegal fishing, and mammal monitoring. So simultaneously we can do the this all kind of application using this you can say a sensor based application, which is again connected with the small buoy, and down below we can place this sensor array. Now last thing, what we mentioned about our naval or marine portfolio, and even we have showed you in our one of the videos, because Indian Navy or our armed forces has many torpedoes in their existing inventories, which has been developed in the era of USSR. Now maintaining or increasing their homing head range, we required a lots of value addition in these particular things. So what we do at Kalani Strategy System Limited, we provides them some of the, you can say, uh, value addition kit, or you can say service kit or spare, wherein they are going to increase the endurance of this particular torpedoes. So we have been tied up with the exclusive OEMs with our strategic partnership, and we have been supplying this particular you can say a maintenance kit to the Indian Navy to extend their endurance and to keep the upbringing of this particular torpedoes which is already there in their inventories. So last is our marine engineering portfolio, because as I have already mentioned, Bharat Forge is one of the best metallurgy company in the world, wherein most of our product portfolio in terms of the automobile, we export it from India. So we do have a background of that. Based on that, we have started our marine engineering system development, wherein we develop the propulsion system for the large ship. You can think about a stern gear system, or you can say control propeller pitch for this particular new generation, or you can say the next generation corvette or next generation ship, which is under development at various shipyards. So we have a strategic partnership with the original OEM, and now we were started producing and design development of this all critical component indigenously in India. So including the some of the submarine mast, cavity crane, main circulating pumps, then again a mooring capstan. All this component has been started development at our portfolios in under marine division. So that's it from our side. We would like to take a question from the student in case you feel you need any additional clarification on any of our products.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I'm Vanshika Anand, student of fourth year Defense Technology. Sir, you in the beginning you mentioned that all these systems are integrated using C4 ISR. Considering that we are in a growing age of electronic warfare, why are we missing out cyber, the fifth C5 ISR?
See, every product, what we talked about in our case, as I already mentioned in some of the slide, all the data are encrypted. And like just to answer your question, we already got an guidelines from Ministry of Defense for the cyber things, and we have been already started incorporating with all the our asset. See, the question, if I can provide an additional response to your queries, like every asset needs to talk with each other, but in that case it might possibilities that one particular you can say the asset may can degrade the performance of other asset. Maybe there might be a cyber attack on one aspect and you will lose the control with the other aspect. So that is how we have started developing our last, you can say, the keyword what we talked about, a cyber security principle. And that is one of the gray areas right now we were facing all across the you can say the defense fraternities, and we got some guidelines from the MOD and we have already started working on that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. It is nice question.
Good morning, sir. Ansh Kapoor this side.
Yeah, please.
So my question is with respect to MTE.
Mhm.
How does it simulate the acoustic signature of a submarine, sir?
So basically, if you have gone through our earlier slide, we have acoustic repeater in that. We acquired the tonal frequencies from the existing submarine, and thereafter we do that using our own algorithm, which is again a proprietary between our technology porter and us. And thereafter we simulate that frequency so that whatever submarine you are targeting, it should resonate with respect to original one. If you are not acquiring that actual signal, or you are not post processing that particular signal using your amplifier unit which is available inside the MTE, then there is no significance at all. So we do have a pre amplification, you can say some of the amplifier in that particular unit, wherein we take the data with respect to our transducer and then we re-amplify it and when we transmit with our acoustic nose.
So, Anush, actually, the whole process is from ship there will be a signal emitted. So once that signal hits submarine at different location, once it hits the propeller, there will be some changes and a reflection back. And if it hits the engine portion, there will be some changes and reflection back. So all this reflection will have small modification in the signals. So those modification of signals will be done. So in the EUT, there is a tail section which will receive these frequency signals which is emitted from the ship, and those modification of signals are done through algorithm which is inside the EUT, and then it re-emits back the modified resonance frequency to the ship.
Understood. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes, good evening. I'm Commander Sharma here. So I just wanted to ask you, how do you decide which products you develop? I mean, is it in response to interests of the Indian customer or foreign customer? Because you mentioned that some of your products, yes, you've made contracts for some of them you have developed, and probably you said you're giving an overview of those technologies to your customers. So how do you decide what has to be developed? I mean, considering that you don't know whether concretely it will be picked up or not.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, we develop our product with respect to the Indian Navy Vision and Guidelines document. It has been promulgated to all the defense industry. It is one of the confidential document what all parties has been received post signing of the NDA. So we know what product has been required down the line, maybe after 5 years. And there has been, you can say, some of the make categories which is already available with the MOD website, wherein we target that particular product which has a very long you can say requirement in terms of quantities and very niche in the field, and wherein we wanted to reduce the dependency with the foreign OEM. So this is how we start, sir. But not mentioning that some of the products in discussion with the MOD we have started development at our level before even it is coming under any make category or maybe as per the Iron Navy Vision document, sir. It is one of the self initiative what we take at our Kalyani portfolio, sir.
So since you're also exporting these products, are you also, I mean, guided by the import requirements of other countries? Maybe
Yeah, obviously, sir. We need to take the approval from the MOD, sir. Otherwise, we can't export it. So we do follow the guidelines with respect to DPP. You must be aware, sir. So we follow all the DPP guidelines. We got the clearance from our MOD, and thereafter we have started exporting some of the products.
Not all orders have you received from other countries? I mean, if you may tell. I mean,
not in the naval side, sir, but we have exported with respect to artillery systems. Sir.
Okay, and
we are in discussion for naval, sir.
I was very pleased to see your this underwater target. That was one, because we've been using the expendable aerial target a lot for doing our missile tests. So good to see that has been supplied. You said the order has already been placed for that.
It is a project sanction order, sir. We have completed the UTRR of this product, and you might be knowing, sir. DSR is already aware about our progress, sir.
Okay, and also very pleased to see that you've got some orders for your systems which are mimicking those submarines. The first product that you mentioned.
Yes.
And the second one that you're doing, because we used to operate something called a spurt, self-propelled.
Yeah, I'm aware, sir. I have seen that spurt in a weapon equipment depot, sir.
So I was handling that, and it was from Saab, Sweden. And
yes.
First part of it was this was the second part.
That is the beauty of our product, sir. Because if you see the form factor with respect to spurt, it is a very small baby wherein you can easy to deploy and easy to launch, sir, and very cost effective in terms of a expendable version is concerned.
And how good are you with respect to maintenance of these platforms? I mean, maintenance is the main issue. I mean, you can design and sell, but they should work. I mean, and because they go into such extreme environments, and so maintenance. I mean, how are you managing the maintenance of that?
So I'll explain one by one, sir. First product what we have inducted in Navy, sir, is mine reconnaissance AV. So we have completed almost 1.5 years of our warranty, sir, and we have a 5 years of CMC, exclusive CMC. So all you can say the maintenance aspect lies with the vendor only, sir, and we ensure that the unit is operational during the whole cycle of warranty as well as the CMC. And coming back to the actual UT and MT, if you have gone through our slides, sir, it requires a very less maintenance because there is no protruding part outside this particular unit, and it is modular in section, and we have a very less because it is going to be an expend at the end of the operation.
You have systems like that. You have communication.
Yes.
You have satellite I mean, through satellite communications, you're doing. I mean, those things will come out in due time because it's going into such an extreme environment. That's
yeah. Because satellite service what we are providing to the Navy from last 1.5 years, sir, for our MRAV product. So they are getting that lat and long data of that particular unit on their email ID, sir, and that was the one of the, you can say, far areas, or you can say optional point to locate that particular unit, because you already have a UHF range. On top of it, you have an AIS. You can track the particular object using acoustic communication. Even if goes beyond your certain areas of UHF range, then thereafter you can see the things with respect to satellite to just locate that particular object.
Okay. And you also made this naval gun. So you said the land gun was 30 kilometers range, and the naval gun
48, sir.
48. So why is the gun at 3 kilometer range? I mean, why aren't
we? That is a 30 mm naval gun, sir. What we have already in our Indian Navy platform.
So
for smaller ships, sir.
AK-630 is what we usually operate. So this is what a different variation. I mean, what is this gun called? I mean, and which stage?
Sir, it is a NATO gun only, sir. We have a various variant in that naval gun. One is 76 mm, 30 mm, and other platforms, sir. Based on the requirement, this is a make two, or you can say, sir, make one cases.
Okay, and how are you going to
take? Is a remote control weapon station with 30 mm, but currently now this is a NATO weapon actually.
It's a NATO
what weapon we have from Leonardo and other organizations, sir.
And what's the control system of this? It's what electro-optical fire control system. That's what.
Yeah, it is EOFCS. Yeah, EOFCS, and it will be queued with onboard radar also. Yeah.
onboard radar also, radar and electro-optical system. And how are you going to train and elevate it electrically or hydraulic?
Yes. So there will be azimuth and elevation motorized system actually, and with the feedback with the help of optical encoders on the load side.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for the very informative presentation, and thank you so much for your this thing. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Aryan Ganesh. I'm a fresher, year one student of defense technology. I have a few doubts regarding the products that were presented. Firstly, sir, the mobile target effector, as sir caught my attention. Are these systems integrated only for Kalyani manufactured sonars, or can they be used for other systems as well?
It can be used for other systems also. See, basically, that's what my colleague has mentioned. It's all about your frequency tonal, what you are transmitting from your actual sonar from the ship.
Okay, sir. So in that case, does
Only one thing here actually, this system requirement is to be fired from Indian Navy's submarines. So the shape and size is matched to the torpedo tube launchers actually from where
existing launch.
Yeah. So that compatibility we are supposed to establish. So wherever other places we have a 5-inch launcher tube, we will be able to be. Apart from that, there is the electrical interface has also to be matched because this is a mutual induction based communication protocol. So from where the incoming torpedo is coming, the threat perception has to be generated from the combat management system of the submarine, and that will be passed on to our system. So wherever that compatibility is there, the system will go as it is. In other cases, we will have to change that compatibility. Only that change will happen, but the basic structure of the system will not change.
sir, compatibility as in would be for the launch process itself, right? And okay, so sir, that
one is launch process, mechanically it has to fit. Second one is the electrical interface in terms of the communication protocol.
The communication from the torpedo tubes through the actually MT.
Okay, so sir, so does that mean if the communication interface was maybe developed in a form that it can be interpreted by many and all the different submarines internationally, this particular instrument could be deployed for strategic warfare, like as in to distract your enemies in case of an underwater attack?
Yeah. The main application of that particular product is like that only.
So it is a decoy only actually, so that our own submarine should get enough time to maneuver in the other direction.
Right. Okay. So it's a
That is what I have mentioned about the two movies. One is Gaji, and second one is Mission Impossible. If you can recollect some of the clips what we have in that particular movie, you can correlate the application of this MTE.
Sir, and one last question. There are products here are given a certain particular latitude that it can dive down to. So if it reaches that particular depth, does it sustain in that particular depth, or if it goes below that, will it lose signal or something of that sort?
See, the every particular product we have an optical avoidance sonar on that, and even we have some echo sounder what we place in the every product. So what happens once it detects that particular altitude or maybe a depth, it gets the signal. So basically, like what we have in terms of a sonar. So sonar transmits particular pulse. We got a back reflected pulse. From that pulse, we estimate the range actually. And if we are getting that particular range, it will maneuver from that particular depth.
Right. Thank you so much, sir.
And the hull manufacturing, basically the question is like that that hull has to sustain that much of a pressure, because the pressure at 100 meter and the pressure at 1000 meter is completely different. So you need to ensure that your hull has to handle the 1000 meter of a depth, the pressure at 1000 meter depth.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. I'm R. Shivaram, third year BTech. Sir, it was mentioned that EOFCS, the system, it changes or makes big differences to the hit rate of the 30 naval gun. Could you explain how that occurs, or how the difference is produced due to the adapter kit and the EOFCS, basically?
UAFCs is generally for the video-based tracking system. So there, actually, based on the analog and digital interfaces, some latency will come into picture. But the One is hit rate actually, one is fire rate. Fire rate is totally dependent upon the weapon configuration. Basically, how many rounds. Secondly, how many rounds you will be able to store actually. Whether there are two ammo boxes or a single ammo box actually. Based on that, whether 500 rounds per second or 200 rounds per second, that is the capacity and the weapon's ability actually to fire. As far as hit, we call it as a hit probability. That is mainly with the inclusion of UAFCS. So as far as night vision system is concerned, actually based on whether it is LWIR or MWIR, so whether it has a fog penetration capability and all that. So but it comes with some cost also. So whether in the actual war scenario tanks are running, actually there is a foggy kind of a situation, still you should be able to target a particular enemy target, whether it is a tank or a person or something like that. So based on that, there are NATO standards. So for DRI, so DRI is detection, recognition, and identification for a particular ranges. So that will decide the capability of your EO system of day camera, night camera, and laser rangefinder. So based on that, actually, you will be able to. So this is a so in the traditional DSP based algorithms, you have a age based and convolution based algorithms. So there will not be a classification of target. So in your window, if something is coming, that will be treated as a pixel array, and wherever it will move based on that. So there will be no classification or identification of particular target. But if you use AI based features, then you will be able to extract features out of the target actually, but still it is in the nascent stage. So we are heavily dependent on the old DSP based algorithms only, but there is a likelihood actually. So if there is a crisscross of targets, or if the objects goes beyond a particular wall or a tree and comes out after some time, actually the original algorithms are not coping up. So still some work is going on in that particular area.
Understood. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
No, sir. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we don't have any question now. So,
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for providing the opportunity to highlight some of our capability as in Kalyani Group. I hope you got a glimpse about our product portfolio. And as my colleague has mentioned, sir, to develop this product for a long term, or just to maintain, or just to provide an innovative solution, uh, keeping in mind of a war scenarios which has been changing from our traditional way to completely what we see from the ops indoor. We look forward for having a many student from your university to involve in this product development at various organizations not pertaining to the Kalyani group only, because we have a lots of opportunity what you can see from our products, and look forward to receive an application, or you can say the bright student from all other universities also, including yours.
thank you so much, sir. This kind of interaction is not only for the knowledge sharing basis, but these are also for the students to take a glimpses of what is happening around the defense arena, and they must be motivated to join one of those things. So we are very thankful to the entire team of the Bharat Force for sparing the time. I understand that you people have a very busy schedule. I have seen there also. Thank you for coming, and hopefully many of our students will be joining not only the Kalyani, the other defense school also. Thank you so much for coming here, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I'll take your leave.
Just a minute, just a minute. Nitin,
Yes, sir.
are you available for time?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So I request all students, you can ask question from Nitin. He is your alumni, so you can ask the question. I'll ask, sorry, I'll take this.
Uh, Nathan Bhaiya, so what work are you currently working on? What project are you?
So, whatever underwater systems you were seeing, MRAV, UT, MT, and EVO ASS, so all the underwater surveillance system I am being managing over here.
Nitin, they are not asking question, but at least you should tell them what they should do to get a good job like what you are doing. What kind of knowledge they required, what kind of software they required. So kindly discuss those things.
Okay. When it comes to underwater, so yeah, I'll go one by one questions, sir. First, let them ask, and then I'll tell
Hello?
what are all things are necessary.
Yeah, this is Aryan, fresher of Amity. So I have a question. Other than academics and what you did in the course, what skills did you develop on your own, on an individual effort, that actually made a difference in your application?
See, skills such as one CAD modeling software and one MATLAB simulation software, and other than that, programming in any one language. So these three skills are basic for a systems like unmanned underwater system or ground based system. For any system you take, to understand and to interact with the different teams, you should have some basic knowledge. So to have that basic knowledge, you should know either one CAD simulation as well as one programming language.
Right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we don't have more questions. Can you please guide us a little?
Yeah, sure. So as my seniors told, we are almost land has been explored so much, space has been explored, where compared to water, like water has not been explored even around 30 to 40%. So it is a very critical and challenging space where we go as much as depth we go. We don't have any instruments to measure or do any surveillance or to identify what sort of scenario or environment is underwater. So around 90% of underwater is not been explored, and it's a challenging place. Even as we can see, NASA is also struggling to go at a depth of 6,000 meters. So in that case, we have Kalyani has taken a step towards making underwater systems which has capability to go around 1,000, 6,000, and various projects. So in this, what we are doing is right now we are working on projects which serves Indian Navy surveillance capabilities as well as their tactical battlefield management capabilities. So in this, we are developing AUV which can detect mines and classify mines and neutralize them. So these kind of equipments we are working on. So for this, we have a team who concentrately work on mechanical and embedded electronics, simulation, testing trial team, and overall system management team. So various systems teams are there who work together, and they give a timeline, and like mostly we work projects with short time intervals. Like we have to develop a vehicle within 1 year of timeline, so we divide that into Gantt charts what you guys make in project, and then we allocate, we decide the system uh, integration for which payloads we are working, and then we start accordingly.
Yeah, I believe your background was communication, right?
Yeah, I was, my background is communication system and sensors, and the bachelor's I have completed in mechatronics.
Mechatronics, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, just another specific question. What exactly was your specialization when you did the course?
So, MTech Defense Technology, Communication Systems and Sensors.
I thank you so much, Bhaiya.
Yeah. So, any other questions?
I think that's all from our side.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much for this session.
Thank you.